I'm Zane Redfern, home decorating enthusiast and creator of At Home with Zane. So 2017 is nearing an end, and I hope that all of you have had a wonderful year. You had a wonderful Christmas and you've enjoyed your holiday as we are now approaching the end of 2017. So this video is my top 5 tips on things that you should let go of in 2018. So we always make New Year's resolutions. We oftentimes think about things that we want to resolve from the prior year and that we want to do a little bit differently as we move forward into the new year. But oftentimes we don't think about the things that we should leave behind, things that we should let go of from the prior year so that we don't drag that into the new year and hinder our ability to move forward and progress and follow through with those resolutions that we've made for the upcoming year. So here are just a few things that I have on my list that I wanted to share with all of you. There are things that I have done in years past, and many of them I believe are things that I will always continue to do. There are things that you're constantly learning to let go of. So I'm going to share with you my 5 tips of things that you should let go of for 2018. Tip number 1 is letting go of regret. We all have things that we wish we could have done differently in the current year. We all have those things that we wish we would have done that we didn't do, or that we wish would have happened that didn't. But the fact of the matter is, you have to let it go. You can't let that affect how you feel going into the new year. You have to let go of those things that just didn't go right in 2017. Maybe you had an idea of, if you have a YouTube channel, of where you wanted your channel to go in 2017, and you just feel really down about the fact that, hey, it didn't make it, and you feel like you've let yourself down. Let that go. There's nothing that you can do about it now. All you can do is continue to focus on where you want to be. You want to focus on what your goal is. Keep that goal in mind when you're going into the new year. Let go of that regret. Let go of the regret that maybe you didn't, you passed up an opportunity to say something to someone that you wish you would have, whether it be good or whether it be bad. Regret is something that will absolutely destroy your life. It's something that will absolutely destroy your ambition, your motivation. It will dampen your goals. So let go of the regret of whatever it is that you feel you should have done differently in 2017. Let go of it and focus on making that goal a reality in 2018. Tip number 2, let go of jealousy. I love the saying that jealousy is the thief of joy, or I've also heard jealousy is the hamburglar of happiness. The moment that you start comparing and jealousy comes into play, you're automatically robbing yourself of your own joy. Anytime that you are comparing yourself to someone else, you're saying to yourself that you aren't good enough. You're not quite measuring up to that other person. So stop comparing, stop having jealousy. You know, I recently read something that said, you know, letting someone else's light shine does not darken yours. So if you have the ability to raise someone else up, perhaps maybe they're being a little more successful at something right now than you are, and of course, as natural, you know, a natural feeling, we all want to feel as if, you know, we're a little bit green with envy because it's something that we want and we're watching someone else get it. Instead of feeling jealous, be happy for that person. Express gratitude for what you have, and then let them know that you're very, very happy for what it is that they've accomplished. Let go of jealousy and let go of comparison. Tip number 3, Let go of what you think your life should be and be appreciative and grateful for exactly where you are with what you have. Now, this is something that I actually talk about a lot with friends and in your own life. And it's not about having an attitude of gratitude. It's about actually expressing gratitude for where you are and what you have. We all have an idea of how we want our lives to be. But the moment that you start thinking, this is how I want my life to be, yet it's not, then you stop being grateful for where your life is and for what you have. You may not be at a job that you love right now. You may not have the relationship that you want. You may not be financially where you would like to be. But you are where you are. Make the best of your situation. And then think of ways that you can improve on that to get where you would like to be. Now, I think most people would say, I would love to be a millionaire. Who wouldn't? You know, but the fact of the matter is, if you want to be a millionaire or you want to be more wealthy, start thinking of ways that you can improve on that. Think of ways that you can get to a successful level where you'll have that income that you want. If you're unhappy with your relationship, maybe you need to assess that, address it with your partner. If you're someone who's single and you're longing for a relationship, you know, maybe consider going out and trying new avenues that you haven't tried before to meet someone. So going into the new year, that is a very, very important tip and something that I think is really something that is ongoing, something that we all are working on and trying to improve in our lives year after year after year. Tip number 4, let go of the need to be perfect. No one is perfect. Don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. If you make a mistake, pick yourself up, learn from it, and move on. People who strive for perfection are never going to truly be happy. If you're somebody who makes a mistake and then you beat yourself up about it, it's not healthy for you in being able to improve how you want your life to turn out and how you would like for things to go differently in the future. So stop beating yourself up about something that you can't change. If you've made a mistake, you've made the mistake. The most important thing is to acknowledge it and own up to it and say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to try to do better the next time. But stop beating yourself up over things that you can't change. Stop beating yourself up for those mistakes that you've made and things that you wish you could have done differently, because the fact of the matter is, as long as you have learned from that mistake, then you're working on improving your life and not making those same mistakes going forward. And my last and final tip, number 5, is to let go of toxic relationships and friendships. Friends, this is so important. If you have toxic people around you, then you're never going to feel any better than you do when you're around them. So if you are surrounded by toxic people who are not rooting for your rise, who are constantly complaining, they're constantly bringing you down, they never seem to have any joy in their life, and the moment that you come in and you're this bright shining light, and they immediately dampen that, and when you walk away you feel really bad about yourself, sever those ties. It doesn't mean that you cannot communicate with those people. It doesn't mean that those people aren't still important to you. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot change someone else. The only thing you can do is continue to encourage them to move in a direction that's going to be more beneficial for them. Offer them suggestions for things that have worked for you. But if you find a relationship is bringing you down, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, unfortunately, sometimes you have to put yourself first and you have to let that relationship go and move beyond it. Because if you are surrounded by toxic people constantly, then you are going to internalize that and it's going to affect your life. Everyone should be there to bring each other up. lift each other up. That's what friendships are for. Now, are we going to disappoint one another? Absolutely. Are you going to disappoint your spouse or your partner? Absolutely. It's a fact of life. But when you feel that you're in a relationship where it's one-sided, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, and it's one-sided where you're always the one who's upbeat and happy and energetic and positive, and you're the Tigger and you have a whole group of Eeyores, it's time to reevaluate those relationships. Toxic relationships are not something that are ever going to get any better until the people that are around you who are toxic are willing to acknowledge it and change. So I hope that you found some of these tips to be really useful. Not all of these tips are going to apply to everyone. I completely understand that. This video is not meant to be therapy, medical advice. It's just simple tips that, you know, I have adhered to in my life. They're practices that I've utilized, and hopefully something that will help you, that you can take into 2018, evaluate 2017, because I want for myself and for all of you 2018 to be a wonderful, joyous, happy new year.